The night air was thick with the scent of decaying leaves as Sarah made her way home through the forest. The moon, high and cold, cast an eerie glow, barely lighting the narrow path. She felt it before she saw anything. A prickle at the base of her spine, like icy fingers tracing her skin. The woods were silent, unnaturally so, as if the very earth held its breath. She quickened her pace, heart pounding. But the silence pressed down, growing heavier with each step. Then she heard it, soft at first like the faint rustling of a breeze. But it wasn't the wind. It was footsteps, slow, deliberate, matching her pace. Sarah froze. Her breath caught in her throat, and she dared to glance over her shoulder. Nothing, just shadows. But the sound continued, closer now, almost right behind her. She turned to run, but there he was, standing in the path ahead, a tall, pale figure cloaked in black. His eyes gleamed in the moonlight, sharp and bloodshot, like a predator's. His lips, thin and cruel, curved into a smile, revealing teeth far too long, far too sharp. Going somewhere? He whispered, his voice low and chilling. Sarah stepped back, her legs trembling, but the forest seemed to close in around her. There was no escape. The vampire moved forward, silent and graceful, his eyes locked onto hers. She couldn't move, couldn't scream. It was as if his gaze alone held her in place. "I can hear your heart," he said softly, leaning closer. "It's intoxicating." His breath was cold, like death itself, and as he drew nearer, she felt the sharp sting of his fangs brushing against her neck. A wave of terror surged through her, but it was too late. His teeth sank into her flesh. A sudden searing pain, and the world began to darken around her, her vision blurred, the life draining from her with each pull of his lips. The last thing she saw was his face, hovering just above her, those gleaming red eyes filled with hunger and satisfaction, and then nothing but cold darkness.